Hello, all, and welcome to our show, The Fantasy Adda. It's a very good morning, Nikhil, and a very important one for the Indian fans.
Yes, it's going to be a day that's going to be remembered for long if results go India's way, both in the both games, the one they'll play and the one they'll not play in as well.
Of course, yes. So we are not playing today. We are playing
Uh,
tomorrow, but everything lies on the Afghanistan versus New Zealand clash.
yes.
What are your thoughts there?
Again, as I said, it is very critical for, of course, India to not lose focus. They have to beat Namibia tomorrow,
Correct.
but again, today will be the day where all of India will be watching two teams with in which one the color that we are wearing is not going to be the favorite. So yes,
Of course, yes. Of course, they are going to be the favorites. But then
yeah,
again,
but not for the others.
everyone watching the game, they'll
Yeah,
possibly just sort of will be hating us
yeah,
for the color combination that we are wearing. So yes, then
maybe.
again, moving on to our segment of the show where we ask
Yeah.
question and gratify the correct ones who had answered. So the question for today is, who is the most successful captain for New Zealand in the T20 Is? I repeat, in the T20 Is. Who is the most successful captain for New Zealand in the T20 Is? So now, if you guys know it, if you have done your research well, make
Yeah.
sure you go on to our YouTube channel and answer them, because we are only accepting entries, who have answered us only on YouTube. So
Yeah,
yes, this is the question. Was it a bit tougher, Nikhil?
it's easy. So hopefully many entries coming your way.
Of course, yes. So yes, the winners will be gratified, sort of with the merchandise signed by the one and only
Yeah.
Brett Lee. So yes, do
Yes.
not miss your chance to have
Yep.
a grab on a couple of them. So yes,
Yep.
moving on to the business segment of the show, let's have some prediction, from our expert. Let's see
Yep.
what Nikhil has in store for us for the Afghanistan versus New Zealand game. Over to you, Nikhil.
Yes. So again, a very very critical game. One where you have to keep your heart out of it if you want to play fantasy.
Correct.
So I've tried to make a very base team in terms of a team without obviously without the toss and pitch report. If it's fairly balanced, let's see how that goes. In the wicket keeping section, I have Raimanullah Gurbaz. He's batting at three, and I expect an early wicket to fall because New Zealand are too good
Trent
a
Bolt,
bowling side.
Tim
Yep.
Southey.
Yes, so both Hazratullah Zazai and Mohammad Shehzad will be tested. But for now, I've skipped Shehzad and picked Gurbaz. You can take Devon Convoy, but again, he's batting too low. So that just makes his return a
Yes.
bit more iffy. So that's the wicket keeping section. In the batting section, I've gone with three Kiwis who've looked in decent touch. That's Daryl Mitchell, Martin Guptill, and Kane Williamson. The two openers and the number three.
Correct.
Again, the top order is what has done the bulk of the job for New Zealand, and I expect that to continue today. I do think they will be a lot more tested uh, against this Afghanistan lineup. Remember, they're playing for the first time. Afghanistan and New Zealand,
Oh,
they haven't played in T20 as
okay.
before. So this should just have one more layer of competition to this. So yes, those are the three New Zealand batters, and the two from Afghans are the Najibullah Zadran and Harzutullah Zazai, uh,
Najib and
both
Hazrat.
left-handers.
Correct.
There isn't any offie that New Zealand have who can start the bowling against them. So in that regards, I feel both of them will be decent enough. And Zazai has played bowled a bit before, without getting into details of the matches. But I think he should. If Afghanistan are to win, they need one of the top three to fire, and then the likes of Nabi, Zazai, sorry, is it not Zazai, Zadran, everybody will contribute, but they will need a good start. So five
Indeed,
batsmen
yes.
here because the batting is going to be the key fixture, uh, the key part of this fixture. So that's the batting section. The all-rounder, I've only gone with one, that is Mohammad Nabi, the skipper, uh, purely because he's looked very good both with bat and ball. Yes, the India game did not go their way, but that can happen when you play in
Of
a
course,
hurt
yes.
Indian
It's a
side.
quality
Uh,
side, yes.
yeah, so you at times you will be found wanting. So that is my only all-rounder. There are handy options in Santner and Nishan, but again, I feel
Correct.
Afghanistan should be able to negate them without much damage. So that is the almost the half of the team done. The key part of the game, the bowlers that are going to win us the matches. So Trent Bolt and Ish Sori from New Zealand. Two guys in form, always taking wickets, so no brainers.
Premium wicket
Can
takers.
exactly.
Of
So
course,
they are
yes.
in our side. And from Afghanistan, I've gone with Rashid Khan and Naveen ul Haq. Again, Rashid Khan,
All
no
right.
brainer. You have
Again,
to pick him. And
can't
Naveen, I
just leave
think
him out.
Naveen will be handy, especially given the overs that he bowls. So which is why Naveen is into the side. And hopefully, Afghanistan can hit as a unit, because if they don't do that, New Zealand will win on a canter.
Interesting choice of playing 11. But what
Yeah,
interests me more is
yeah.
who would be your captain and vice captain from this batting heavy sort of a 11.
To make you or to surprise you, my captain and vice captain are from the bowling section. So my
Oh,
captain is Rashid Khan and my vice captain is
okay.
Trent Bolt.
All
Yes,
right.
the batting is key, but all of them have got starts but not made too big a mark. And with the ball, though, I
Correct.
feel the bowler is far more into the game than a batsman. So which is why I've gone with Rashid as my captain and Trent Bolt as my vice
And
captain.
and you never know, he can come in handy with the bat also.
Yep. Yes. Yes. You can never know.
Indeed,
Never
yes,
rule out a
crucial
promotion.
points and deeps in the field. So a couple of
Yes. Yes.
catches may be coming his
Yep.
way. So
Yes.
points for full bounty, yes. So yes,
Yes.
interesting. Yes,
Yep.
now as we move on to another segment of our show, where we
Yes.
sort of have only 5 players. So
Yep.
this is our sports Adda fantasy. Let me take
Yep.
you through the rules. That will be applicable here. So here are the
Yep.
rules, a no brainer that you have to sort of log into sportsadda.com, select the
Yeah.
game that you want to play. A 5 player
Yeah.
team consisting of 2 batsmen, 2 bowlers and an all-rounder with no budget limitations. And you can have a
Yeah.
captain whose score would be doubled, and you can have unlimited changes before the scheduled start of the game. So that's not all. We
Nice.
have got a few more rules which are which would be applicable here. So I'm listing a couple of them again here.
Nice.
So yes, the players will be allocated points on basis on the pure performance, and you can also sort of have a challenge with your friends. You can just go there, have some banter, and at the end of the day, there'll be a leaderboard on daily and weekly basis that will
Yeah.
keep you in the hunt for a
Yeah.
best merchandise that you can ever have, and of course signed by Brett Lee. So
Yeah.
anyone would fancy that. I mean, who wouldn't
Why
fancy
not?
that, Nikhil?
Yes. Yes. Why not? Why not?
Of course, yes. So I would, sort of like to know if I have to select
Yep.
my 5 players, or
Yep.
who are your 5 players here. So let me know, just go for it. I mean,
Yep. So the two batters for me from this game are Kane Williamson and Hazratullah Zazai. Purely because
okay,
of the roles that they play for their side. Kane Williamson is due for a big knock, and same is Zazai. Zazai hasn't had that Zazai knock that he's famous for, so which is why those are the two batsmen in my side. The
correct.
all-rounder remains Mohammad Nabi. Again, he bats, bowls, fields in the deep, gets you crucial points. So Nabi is my all-rounder, and the
But
two
let me
bowlers.
guess. Let me guess.
Hmm.
Rashid and Bolt, maybe Rashid
Yes,
Bolt.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Well
No, we are
picked.
thinking alike now. We are thinking
Yes,
alike.
again, key bowlers. So yes, they
Definitely
had
yes.
to be them. So yes, but yes,
Correct.
we you can make your changes as we read before. By the time of the toss and pitch, if you feel things will go differently, so please feel free to make those changes. And yes, my captain will remain Rashid Khan, as was in the main team.
Indeed, yes. So this is, sort of, I
Yeah,
mean, it's a very valuable pick. I mean, the players
yeah,
that you have picked have all the, sort of roles and bases covered. So yes,
yeah.
from 11 to 5, from 5 to 1, Nikhil, let's move
Yes,
on to the final segment of this particular match, and that is the man of the match predictor. So
yep,
even man of the match predictor has some rules. Let me just
yep,
sort of guide you with a couple of rules here. So yes, 100 coins for every match for the users. They can be split between a maximum of 10 players or invested on only one. The unused
mm,
coins will be left after each match, so please be watchful that you are using
yep,
all the 100 coins. Entries that are submitted once cannot be changed, while the
yep,
user shall win points only if their pick matches and the player is announced as man of the match. Very important, guys, very
fair.
important. Yes, we
Yep,
have some more rules here, and that is the coins allotted to the player will be multiplied by 10, and that will be the total points earned per match. Users will make it to the leaderboard according to the points earned on every match day. And again, the
Yeah.
top 5 users with the with maximum points, with best predictions, will be on our leaderboard after the tournament. While
Yep.
the winners should possibly wait for an email from Sports Adda and all the
Yes.
steps that are mentioned, and that is how they can sort of redeem the signed merchandises from Bradley. So exciting, Nikhil.
Yes.
Exciting,
Yes.
exciting.
Yes.
Sort of contest. Afghanistan versus
Yep.
I mean New Zealand. But then
Yeah.
again, I would sort of like to know, in this exciting contest, who have you picked as your man of the match?
Just like we did with the captain, vice captain earlier, Trent Bolt is my first pick with 30 coins, new ball
30
value.
coins. Okay.
So he and Rashid Khan both actually get 30 coins each. Again, purely because of the role that they play for the side, as we discussed for the batsman earlier. They are somebody who can run through the lineup. And another one who can do that to Afghanistan is Ish Sodi. So
Correct.
because
Yes. A leg spinner from
maybe
New Zealand.
Afghanistan
Yes.
could probably try and play out the paces and then attack Ish, that could bring Sodi into the game a lot more. So which is why I've gone with Sodi for 30 coins and 10 coins for one guy who I think might come good with the bat, and that is Hazratullah Zazai. So 10 coins for Zazai to just whack New Zealand out of the
you
competition
you
for
you you
India.
tend to have that thing for Zazai. I must say. I mean, you have
Yeah.
kept him everywhere. That in your every predictions.
The thing is, the guys like Zazai, when they come off, they just win you handsomely. I
Indeed,
mean, they
yes.
are not somebody who's going to look around for a 20 ball 20 or a 15 ball 15. They will play for 15 balls, they'll score 30, 40 runs, and that is match winning in itself. So, which is why I prefer such kind of players, because the game has been such that the batters have found it hard. So, I feel such differential players can maybe come good, and if they do,
Make a
you will be in the
difference.
profit.
Definitely, yes.
Yep,
Definitely, yes. While we, sort of predict the 11, predict the 5,
yeah,
predict the man of the match, everything at once. But let's not forget that we had a question I've,
yes,
sort of asked like starting of the show, and I'll
yep,
sort of repeat it again here. And my
yep.
question here is, who is the most successful T20I captain of New Zealand? I
Hmm.
mean, guys, this has to be way more simpler than it's showing up. And yes,
Yep.
you again stand a chance to win exciting merchandises signed by our
Yes.
very own Brett Lee. So yes,
Yep.
I guess it won't take time for people or users who are viewing
Yes.
this to comment
Yes.
the right
Yes.
answer.
Yes. Yes. 100%. Shouldn't be too long.
So
Shouldn't take
yes,
too long.
shouldn't take too long, of course. Yes, so yes, even let us also not take too long and move
Yep.
to another game, a vibrant match
Yep.
in its own sense,
Yes.
Pakistan versus Scotland. Nikhil, I mean,
Yes.
what are your thoughts about the game? Pakistan, who have already qualified, Scotland, are they have looked impressive, but in bits and pieces. What are your thoughts on that game?
I think it will be a very important game from Scotland's point of view to show the world that the India game was an aberration. Yes, they may not have played such quality bowling before, but again, that the performance that they put up can happen to anyone. So similarly, what happened to West Indies? So it happens. You can
Correct.
have your off days, but again, it will not be easy against a side like Pakistan, who are already hitting,
More
yeah,
quality, indeed.
who are already
Yes,
hitting top form, and they have a lethal bowling attack, which is already yeah, hunting as a pack. So again,
correct.
the task will be up, and hopefully Scotland find new heroes for the day.
Yes, indeed. They are,
Yeah,
and I, of course, yes, Pakistan now have qualified, but that
yeah,
spark from Scotland might just ignite them. The spark that they had facing an experienced Indian, sort of
yeah.
bowling attack. But if everything goes well, you never know. The game of cricket can, change anything on their day. So
Yeah,
yes,
it is possible, but again, I think Pakistan are too strong. So unless
of course,
Pakistan
yes.
risk a lot, unfortunately, I don't see Scotland winning.
Indeed, yes. So
Yeah,
yes, without wasting any further time, let's just get
yeah,
on to the predictions. Let's just get on
yeah,
to the possible combined 11 of the
yeah.
Pakistan v Scotland game. Over to you,
Uh,
Nikhil, our expert.
so, simply because we feel that Pakistan are going to be the stronger side. But the team is designed in such a way that Pakistan are winning handsomely,
More
preferably
Pakistan
bowling first.
heavy,
So 7-4 it is. Wicket keeper being Mohammad Rizwan. Uh,
of
Keeping
course.
points, there will be a lot of catches coming his way. So and also an opener. Uh,
Openers,
so, uh, an ideal pick if you want to say in that regard. So that is the keeping section. In batting, I've taken only Babar Azam from Pakistan. I don't see Pakistan losing more than a wicket. So Babar Azam is the only batter. From Scotland, though, I have Callum Mcfloyd and George Munsey. Uh, Callum Mcleod is a good bat. He's batting in the middle order now. He's somebody who can play spin well. So far, it
experienced
hasn't come off.
campaigners,
Yeah, so far it
both
hasn't come off,
McLeod
but
and Muncie.
hopefully
Yes,
hopefully it will come good for them someday. Mutse has been getting starts in every single game. He's been getting 20s
correct,
almost regularly. So now it's time for him to make that 20 into 40 into a 60 so that his team stands
correct,
more a chance. So that is just the batting section. In the all-rounder section, I have Michael Leask, somebody who bats low down the order, can hit the ball, contributes with the ball as well.
with the ball.
So a handy option to have in your team, especially knowing that you feel that Scotland might lose a lot of wickets early on. So Michael Leask is that guy, and we saw Jadeja and Ashwin trouble Scotland. So I have gone with the both spin. I've gone with both the spinners for Pakistan in Imad Wasim and Shadab Khan. Both of them
Correct.
make it to these 11. Again, no brainers is just backing of the form side to do the job. Uh, the only guy now left from Scotland for me is Mark Watt. We've talked about him before, how good he has been. Even in that
Correct.
defense of 85, he found a way to take a wicket. It just tells you how good a bowler he is. So, Mark Watt is that option. And the rest three are Pakistan Pacers in Hasan Ali, Shaheen Shafridi, and Haris Rauf. I just feel
Soft.
Pakistan will be too good for Scotland. Hopefully, Scotland can put up a fight.
Indeed, yes. And it'll be really interesting to know, are your vice captain and captain from the Pakistan side? Is it?
Yes, sorry, Scotland. I am hoping for a very big win for Pakistan. So Shaheen Shafridi is my captain, and Haris Rauf is my vice
Oh,
captain.
okay. So 5 wickets from these guys, and the fantasy is yours. I mean,
Yeah,
okay, so
possibly.
that's how these things
Yeah,
function. Brilliant,
yeah,
brilliant, Nikhil. Brilliant predictions here. But then again, just as you say in every sort of segments, that predictions are something which not always go in your favor.
yes,
So
yep,
many a things, sometimes it depends upon the toss. Sometimes it
yep,
depends on how if maybe a player might have a bad day. So what are the
yeah.
thoughts there?
Again, I think that can happen. Only thing that I keep telling people is this is a reference. You can use my logic to make your teams, to edit your teams, but the more you use your own logic based on the references, it will be better for you in the longer run, so that you can visualize the game better. And the only way to win a lot of amount in terms of fortune is to have a unique thought and a unique team. So this reference is
Yes.
good for you, but please make the most of it and make some changes if you feel like anytime and on any platform.
Of course, yes. While talking about making changes, let's sort of move on to another segment of the show,
Yeah,
where we have only 5 players from out of the
yeah,
11. We'll only have 5 players now. This is our sports
yes,
Adda fantasy, and here are the rules. Here you have to, no brainer that we have to go on to sportsadda.com, select the game that we want to
yeah,
play, a 5 player team, no budget limitations, a captain whose runs or score will be
yeah,
doubled, unlimited changes before the games. So,
yeah,
all the rules here, a few more, yes. Players will be allocated points in their performances. A challenge, you can also challenge your friends, and then we'll have a leaderboard on a daily and weekly basis. And I mean, rest assured, the top
yeah,
ones on the leaderboard will be sort of gratified by Brett Lee's signed merchandises. So exciting contest here.
yes,
So yes, let's sort of now move on to the 5 main predictions
yeah.
that Nikhil has to make, and that might help you win that exclusive merchandise. So over to you, Nikhil. Who are your 5 best players?
Because Scotland haven't batted that well, I've gone with a Pakistan heavy batting. Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan, my two batters for this Sports Adda Fantasy.
Goes without
All rounder,
saying.
yeah, all rounder is the only place, unfortunately, where Scotland finds some
Correct.
solace. So Michael Leask is that player. And
Okay.
from the bowling section, I've definitely gone with the two guys who have made my captain and vice captain. So that's
Shahid and
Shaheen Shafiri,
Harris.
Shahid Shafiri, and Haris Rauf. So that is my five-a-side. Please feel free to make your changes. Somebody like a Hasan Ali, Shadab Khan, Wasim can also do good, like Jadeja did for India. So please feel free to make your changes. But this is my five-a-side.
Also, who's your captain here?
Yeah, the captain can fluctuate between Afridi, Rauf, or if Pakistan bat first, you can go with Azam or Rizwan. So
Azam or
it's an
Rizwan.
it's an open field. Please feel free to make your own changes.
Indeed, yes. Interesting,
Yeah,
interesting. So, yes, two segments done. On to our
yeah,
last segment, from 11 to 5, now on to 1. We move on to the man of the match predictor for the
yeah,
Pakistan versus Scotland game. We have a set of rules for this that sort of challenge as well, and here are they.
yes,
So the users will get 100 coins for every match. The coins can be split up between a maximum of 10 player used, or you can bank on any one player that you wish to. Unused coins will be lapsed after every match, so watchful about that. Entries once submitted cannot be changed. Users shall win the points only if they pick matches and that particular player is announced as the man of the match. So don't
yeah,
sort of go for any sort of doing things where you would just go against these rules. So we have
yeah,
a few more rules here. Coins allotted to the winning player would be multiplied by 10, and that'll
yeah,
be your points, total points earned. While the leaderboards would be updated every day, and top 5 users on our leaderboard shall be announced as our winners, and every winner sort of have an email from sports at that to redeem their prizes. So
yeah,
it's a waiting game for them. The tournament is
yeah.
long. I mean, of course we are at the business end of the tournament, but
Yes,
then again, waiting would be fruitful for you. So yes, Nikhil,
yes,
talking about waiting, we've waited a lot for the man of the match, to man of the match
yes.
predictor here. So
Yep.
let's quickly just get a few names here.
It's a houseful year for a change. So I've gone with three bowlers who I feel can make a difference here. Obviously, they were part of the
Correct.
main team, so that is Shaheen Shah with 30 coins. A new ball bowler can set the tone like Shami did yesterday. So Shaheen Afridi is the first pick. Haris Rauf and Shadab Khan. Both of them are very good bowlers. Haris Rauf with his pace can trouble Scotland, so Haris Rauf gets 20 points, and Shadab Khan can do what Jadeja did, although he's the leggy. So
Correct.
I feel that is something we saw. Rashid also troubled them earlier, so which is why Shadab Khan is the next pick with 20 points. Uh, Not ruling out a surprise batting heavy performance from Fakhr Zaman. He's been quiet for a
Oh
long time now,
yes, yes,
so
yes.
especially if Pakistan bat first, then
Bats
I think
first. It's very
Fakhr Zaman
important.
could be due for a big knock. So 20 coins
Correct.
for Fakhr Zaman, and yes, you can make those changes as per the toss, but remember you can't edit it. So please be careful of that.
Yes, yes,
So
guys.
Fakhr Zaman with 20 coins, and the last one is somebody who's not taken so many wickets yet, but hopefully will soon is Hasan Ali. So 10 coins for Hasan Ali to be the man of the match for his
I told
brilliant generator performance.
a total houseful for sure. So
Yep.
yes, the playing 11 are decided. The sports setup
Yep.
fantasy is sorted. Man of the match predictor
Yes.
has a green tick mark there. So
Yep.
all the bases covered, Nikhil. Talking
Yes.
about the games there, I mean, no
Yep.
disrespect whatsoever for Scotland or
Yep.
maybe a certain Afghanistan, but still, I mean, I would, sort of want to learn from you, not as a cricket
Yeah.
fantasy expert, but as a cricket expert, that how difficult it is to mentally cope up with the hate that the cricketers are getting on social media. I mean, how difficult it is to cope up with it.
I think it is. We've talked about before that it's about time we grow as a cricket audience, and I feel the fault at times also lies with the media that we have in terms of how they portray players and their lives. Uh, we have this gossip culture that continues to be spread around that this is what players are doing. Well, people now have smartphones; they'll check it with themselves.
Of course,
Uh,
yes.
the thing is we need to draw a line. There are two lines to be drawn here. First is a line between the abuses and the criticism. So yes, you can comment on their performances, but then it makes no sense for you to tag them or let them know what you think about, because they know it.
It's very
If
sad.
you are somebody,
Yes.
if you more than we do. So that is the first, and the other is to finding the difference between the personal life and professional life. So uh, hopefully the audience will mature, because you cannot just keep asking the cricketers to not be on social media, to not
Correct.
express themselves. They also are humans. They also are living in the same pandemic world that we are in. So hopefully, as a cricket audience, we all grow. We all learn to accept that there will be good days, there will be bad days. You can't question anybody's integrity and commitment towards the nation just because they had a poor game. All of us don't always have the best of days at work, do we? So we also make mistakes.
Correct.
But imagine if we made a mistake and there were 10 thousands of people commenting about those, that would make us not do the work again. So I think we need
Indeed,
to put
yes.
ourselves in their shoes and understand the pressure that they go through. And it's not about the money. You can get crores of for money, but if the mental problem, if the mental health is not at the best in terms of how you're thinking about it, then that money is not going to be of any help. So we need to think about everything before we just log in and start going after the players, obviously.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely spot on, I
Yeah,
would say. Yes,
yeah,
it's very difficult for everyone to cope up with that. So let's,
yeah.
sort of back Afghanistan. But even if they
Mhm.
lose, let's just make sure that,
Yes,
we are at peace. And,
yes,
let's not have, viral hates for them or anything
yes,
as such. While
yes,
moving on, we a gentle reminder to everyone
yep,
that how you guys can still win the brightly signed merchandises, even though
yes,
if we do not come on the fantasy. This is how you can. I have this question: who is the most successful captain for New Zealand in T20 eyes? Who is the most successful captain for New Zealand in T20 eyes? Okay, not T20s, T20 eyes. So yes, if you sort of get the answer right, you can reach out to our YouTube channel, and the entries are only accepted on our YouTube channel. So
yeah,
if you sort of log into some other social portal, the entry might not be accepted. So make sure you sort of follow all the instructions and do it right. And Nikhil, that's a big thank you to you for
yeah.
having for sort
Anytime.
of for having yourself with us. And
Yep,
again, a big sort of a big thank you to our viewers. And for
yes,
someone sort of who has just joined us, you can sort of find us in all these social media portals right here. I
yeah,
mean, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, everywhere. Just
yeah,
click and we are on.
yes.
So yes, a big thank you, Nikhil. It was very,
Anytime.
sort of good having you here again with your tips and predictions and the expertise that you have shared. This is
Thank you, thank
Fantasy
you.
Adda, Bhavik and Nikhil signing off. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care.